So this whole rotation is starting to feel like a rib on me because I sat down to edit this week and I was like, oh, I should probably put the movie on beside it so I know what it's lining up to. And
Oh,
I sat
God.
down and about 10 minutes in, I was like, wait a minute. I've been tricked here. Because basically what I've done to myself is I've got to watch the movie twice in 1 week.
Days on to us.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Hello and welcome to Star Wars Every Week Forever, the podcast in which we watch one Star Wars movie every week forever. This week, Attack of the Clones. And as you know, this rotation we're doing live commentary on the movies. So I will count down. We go on 1. Since we haven't watched them yet, we'll tell you how our watch went at the end. So for the benefit of those at home, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fucking Attack of the Clones, man.
So
Yeah.
attacking.
Scheduling this week was tough, and we are less excited than we were this last week to do
I'm
this
just-
watch.
I'm
I
still
just got
excited.
home, sitting down with a big bowl of beans.
And Chris gets a pass from being harassed about eating on the podcast because he doesn't eat every single week like somebody.
I'm sorry I'm efficient.
Oh, God.
The brutal efficiency of eating on a podcast.
Brutal efficiency.
I love the opening to go off of what we talked about last week of, like, there is unrest in the Galactic Senate, and you're in the crowd like, yeah, this is going to already be better than last time. Several thousand solar systems have declared their intentions to leave the Republic. Oh, that's less exciting.
We're going to do a civil war.
That's like the separatist movement under the leadership of the mysterious Count Dooku. It's like there's a count? Who the fuck is Count Dooku?
He's so mysterious they didn't even mention him in the last movie.
Listen, I know the EU talked about a space vampire, but I didn't think they were being so literal. Yo, can we talk about the space vampires?
Oh my God.
Can we talk about how much better of a movie this would be if you replace Count Dooku with the Count from Sesame Street?
I think we've made this joke before. It's like 1, 2, 3, just jump ahead to 13 systems leaving the Republic.
He never gets to 3 because Palpatine cuts him off at 2. He's just like, no. Only 2.
Hey, George, why do you want the ship to rotate on the way in? I just think it'll be a cool visual. But why, though? Try spinning. It's good
fun.
I think this is the last time we see the meat helmets that Chris likes in the series.
The what?
The meat helmets.
You called them. Oh, I thought you called it a meat helmet.
That's what I thought.
Was like, what's a
too.
meat
That's
helmet?
What I was like,
What is this, Psychonauts?
what? I also like how no one ever catches on that there might be a body double.
I mean, she never left the ship. I can understand
No, but, like,
this.
literally, the whole last movie was her having a body double.
Fair enough. You're right. You're right. I'm wrong.
And it's been like what? How
Can
many
we-
years?
Speaking of, can we talk about something real quick about that? Because this is gonna bother me. So, Palpatine, very well aware of the fact that she uses a body double.
Yeah.
You would think, technically, coming from Palpatine's orders, they would have a hell of an easier time trying to get rid of the real Queen Amidala. And they would know that there's a body double.
Well, you know what? No,
Yeah.
that actually makes sense because he doesn't want her dead.
Yeah. See, this is the weird thing about trying to make sense of Palpatine's plans in the prequels. It's all kind of like, this is the thing that they think that I'm doing. This is the thing that I'm actually doing. So, like,
I mean,
it seems like he's trying...
talked before about his convoluted, nonsensical
Yeah.
plans before.
Yes. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it look like I'm trying to assassinate Padme Amidala, Senator of Naboo, former child queen. But what I'm actually doing is trying to make it look like someone is trying to assassinate Padme Amidala, Senator Padme Amidala, former child queen of Naboo, so
like
that
the
I can get her.
chyrons they put underneath of like senators and like politicians when they're on like cable network news. And it's just like the chyron underneath of Senator Amidala, former child queen.
My God.
But what I'm actually trying to do is make her not feel safe so that I can put her with this 10-year-old that's now 20 and let the sparks fly.
I really appreciate how much, like, because it's been how many years between this and Phantom Menace? Well, like 9 years, 10
About
years,
9
something
or
like
10
that.
years, yeah.
Like, fucking Palpatine has just aged like an American president in this. Dude,
He looks older in this. This plays into why I thought that he was a changeling when I was a kid. Because he looks older in this movie than he does in Revenge of the Sith.
The major glow down. Just
He's got fucking liver spots in this movie. Then in like Revenge of the Sith, he looks like that 45-year-old uncle that looks 55, but he doesn't look like he's extremely old.
That's a weird line from Yoda that I don't think I've ever picked up on before.
What's
Seeing
that?
you alive brings warm feelings to my heart. Like, is there a less weird way you could say that, man?
I'm starting to wonder if Yoda bombed my ship, to be honest.
Oh, that would be great if it turned out that Yoda was behind all of this. Yoda tried to bomb Padme's ship. Did it for the bit, I did.
Oh. For the vine, I did it.
It's just...
Christ.
So there's a Twi'lek senator behind Padme that I just noticed that I've somehow never noticed. And she just got her boobs out.
What?
She just got her boobs out. She's got that, like, chic clothes on, just barely covering the nips look. And she's a senator.
Yeah, but she's a Twi'lek. You know, that's what we're supposed to do with Twi'leks in this series.
Fucking
At George
horny
Lucas.
George Lucas.
Uh-huh.
No one has ever wanted to fuck their own creations as much as George Lucas has wanted to fuck Twi'leks.
Gross.
I mean, don't get me wrong, iconic look, but senator look?
Also, I love how Kiadi-Mundi's like, oh, he's a political idealist. Or, like, if anyone knows the, like, surrounding lore of Kiadi-Mundi, he's a genuine, like, piece of shit. Like, eugenics.
Oh, war criminal.
Eugenics level motherfucker.
Hold on, do you have a Patriots cup over there, Chris?
Oh, I think meant me.
I'm using a Patriots bowl because my wife is a big Patriot fan.
Okay.
Regrettably.
I thought you meant me. I'm like, is that a sports? Like, what is happening?
Is that a sport?
Any knowledge that I had of sports has left my fucking brain.
You know, my wife is unfortunately a very big New England Patriots fan.
There's opulent Jar Jar, the co-senator of Naboo. At post-therapy.
Post-therapy? This apartment makes me uncomfortable. There's way too much, like... 3 of the walls are just windows. Like, I need more privacy than that. Especially if I almost got blown up, like, 3 hours ago.
All fucking, like, apartments on Coruscant are like this. They're all like this.
Yeah.
Except, like, the senator's office, or the chancellor's office, who's like, no, I need I need privacy for my evil dealings and my war crimes. I need to talk to the separatists that are secretly following me and also do drone strikes.
Fucking cats, man. They just. God damn it.
Cats?
Fucking cats. Why are
The
cats such
musical?
assholes? Yeah, Cats musical.
You remember that episode of Star Wars Every Week Forever where Chris just furiously stood up because his cats are assholes?
God damn it.
And so it begins, the bad Anakin dialogue.
There's Obi-Wan being Mr. fucking let's just follow orders.
Obi-Wan over here like, Anakin, please, just one day.
Just one fucking day.
Shit.
Would you give me a fucking break for just one day, Anakin? I swear to God. He's got that parent in a supermarket feel, just like, please, just this one day.
Oh, that's fantastic. Because the whole time they're there, he's there like, I have to keep this guy within eyesight or else some shit's gonna happen. How long exactly is a long-o time?
Oh God, don't start this shit. I want to leave that in Phantom Menace.
Listen, Misa just happy that Jar Jar's not here for very long in this movie, alright?
That's fair.
I had a mini, like, I was sitting here talking to Ben before the call, and, like, I synced up the movie, and I looked at it, it's like 2 hours and 22 minutes. I'm like, fuck! Why is this movie so fucking long?
Well, if we were gonna trim it down, we'd have to, like, cut out bits of Geonosis, and nobody wants that.
You mean the best part of the movie that comes way, way, way too late?
Way too late. Obi-Wan's here within earshot listing the ways you can murder a senator.
Fucking, he's like, is everything okay up here? And Anakin's like, quiet as a tomb. And he's like, could you be a little... We're protecting a senator here that someone's trying to kill. Could you not use that term, maybe?
Obi-Wan's here like, yeah, besides, my senses are so much greater than yours, Anakin.
Oh, I like that
Amateur.
Disney Plus has the thing where if you put your cursor over the bar, it'll give you like a little picture of where in the movie that is.
Yeah, Disney Plus is good for that.
It's good. I can track and see when exactly this edible's gonna kick in. Let's see what's Oh, perfect. It'll be when they're frolicking in the fucking field with the goddamn.
Oh,
God.
no.
I like that you know yourself so well that you know exactly when the edible's gonna kick in, because this is 2 weeks
It's
in
like-
a row that...
45 minutes on the dot every single week. I'm all set. I got my big bowl of beans. I got my big ass bottle of water. I got a box of Junior Mints over here. I'm good to go for this fucking half-hour long movie.
You were right on the dot when you said Otto Gunga last time.
Last week,
Like,
yes.
on the fucking dollar.
Listen, I know myself very well.
I wish the audience could see the way your eyes got fucking big as they were swimming down. It's one of my favorite moments on the podcast.
It was so good.
I rewatched that like 6 times when I was editing last week.
You gotta clip that at some point and put it in our Discord.
I don't know if I can, because part of the appeal of it is watching you do that and then having the movie off to the side. Yeah, so here's my plan. I will blow up her ship.
I hate the space centipedes. I'm sorry. I just had to get that out.
I will blow up her ship, right? So she'll think that she's trying to be assassinated. So that will put her in junction what's your function with young Anakin Skywalker.
Can we have...
No.
Can we please...
No. So then, here's the plan. Here's what happens next. I'm going to be very specific with the bounty hunters that they have to try a really stupid way of assassinating her, right? So obviously it will fail, and Anakin Skywalker will save his future
So what's
bride.
going to happen is I'm going to hire a bounty hunter. Who is going to hire a bounty
Or another
hunter?
bounty hunter.
Can I ask a potentially silly question?
Yeah.
So Jango Fett
Uh-huh.
has access to this poison dart
Yeah.
that just kills a motherfucker super quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Is
like
able
my
to
favorite scene in
use
the
that
movie.
poison dart from a great distance
Mhm.
to kill Zam.
Yeah.
Why the fuck didn't he just use the poison dart to kill Padme from the beginning?
Can that go through like, it was a real flimsy dart. Can it go through
They were out on the landing pad
But
and they blew the ship up.
Yeah, but I don't think they were nearby. I think they just set the bomb up on Naboo and
He wasn't nearby
Oh,
when he killed Zam. It was such a distance for a fucking like blow dart.
the thing is, I wonder, was Django in on making sure she actually stays alive or not?
I think you're giving this movie way too much credit.
Well, no, because now with how Chris has set this up, we have to wonder that.
I think you're giving this movie way too much credit. I think you're assuming sense happened when writing the script. So yes, I'm going to send I need them to find my clone facility. So I'm going to send the guy who made the clones to hire another bounty hunter, right? And the secondary bounty hunter will send in a really stupid way of killing them so that my young Padawan Anakin Skywalker can woo the girl by saving her life. And then there will be a change, yada yada, and then the Jedi Council, who I have no dominion over, will send them off to have their private dates, right? And then Obi-Wan Kenobi will find my mini clones, right? And then
I cannot stress this enough. When
It's
you
impo-
kill Zam, you need to use the dart.
I need you to be efficient, Django. And all of this will allow me to have a clone army on one side and a droid army on the other and a burgeoning Padawan on the other. And Dooku, if he lives, that's great. If not, fuck him.
And what is all this leading to? Well, you see, I'm going to blow up Alderaan one day.
I don't think that part was planned.
Well, you see, one day poor Anakin is going to be just burned to a crisp, and I'm going to put him in a robot suit, and I can take his leg.
Why is your Palpatine Qui-Gon today? Just
I
a little
got-
bit Irish.
Listen, sometimes I can't get the Irish out. All right.
Oh God.
I went through a long period of time where Irish was one of the few accents I couldn't do. And then once I figured Irish out, now I can't do anything but Irish, is what I've realized. It's taken over.
For a play once, we had a proper English instructor
Oh?
teach us how to do like a proper posh English accent from like a specific time period. And I didn't do that accent well, but I did it. But for some reason, I couldn't do redneck after I learned it. For some reason, the act of learning posh pushed the redneck accent out of my head for years.
Can I go back for just a second? I'm not actually going back. But
No, please do, so we can talk about the movie we're watching.
Like, so they're driving through like the industrial park,
Right.
and she just shoots at a random fucking thing, and it starts zapping. Like, how? I know it's space logic, but like, how the fuck does that work?
So they actually go over this in the EU, which obviously isn't canon anymore. So the book Rogue Planet, which is actually a setup for the Yuuzhan Vong in the prequels, reveals that there's a pod racing ring down there. So the reason why that's there is for the pod racing ring.
God damn it.
And then Anakin Skywalker would sneak off to pod race down there. And then that was why he knew about this area.
I am so goddamn proud of myself.
I brought this up on the podcast, I think.
I know, but I did not intend to accidentally make you bring up pod racing.
I mean, we were already talking about it today because somebody brought up episode 1 pod racer, so I was already fucked today.
Anakin's got like a fucking death grip on this ship. Like that motherfucker looks sleek. There's no way he's got any grip on there.
He's fucking Spider-Man over here. Like, I got sticky fingers and I'm not dropping.
And I also love that Zam is a changeling for like absolutely no fucking reason. Like, she doesn't use that ability to her advantage at all throughout this segment.
No, she does. She disappears inside of the cantina using her changeling stuff.
Yeah, but when Obi-Wan finds her, she's still like how she was when they were chasing her.
No.
Does her face change?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see in a moment.
Now,
that's the fun of doing this
I've
live.
been disassociating so hard when I watched this, I haven't even been paying attention.
Now, is there any rhyme or reason for her changeling face to change when she looked to the side to look at Anakin? Absolutely not. In fact, it was counterproductive to everything she was trying to do. But that happened.
It's literally only to tip the audience off, and so Anakin could be like, I think she's changeling.
Fucking Anakin walks away from falling 50 feet, just like, oh, my ribs just barely slightly hurt. It's like a bad indie wrestler selling, just like, oh, this hurts just a little bit.
It's like that fucking Leo Rush ladder table spot where it's back up.
Why? I just noticed something, and it's because I have headphones in.
Huh.
There's like a random chimpanzee sound as Anakin's running through that hallway.
It's like a random bird monkey kind of noise.
That's so weird.
Yes, the native species of Coruscant, the majestic bird monkeys.
The majestic bird monkeys of. See, the Mandalorians would tell you that this was originally their planet, but it was actually the planet of the bird monkeys.
I hate that you brought genuine lore into that.
I have all this fucking shit in the back of my head.
Oh, that lady's whole ass is out. How have I never noticed that before?
Yeah, sure.
And George really,
George is really horny making this movie.
Holy shit, that lady's whole ass was out. Just
George, you aren't even being horny on main. You're being horny on a 80-inch by 80-inch or a 80-foot by 80-foot fucking theater screen. Chill. I also like that Anakin is just like, don't say that, Master. You're the only thing I've had close to a father. And he's like, well, why don't you listen to me then? Which who didn't have that conversation with their parents at some point growing up?
Exactly.
You want to buy some death sticks? I don't want to sell you death sticks.
Fucking sleaze.
I want to go home and rethink my life.
I don't think I bring it up enough. That character's name is legitimately Sleaze Bogano.
Oh, God. But no, it should be brought up more. What's the name of the monkey in Return of the Jedi?
Monkey in Return of the Jedi.
Salacious Crumb. Do you think that was a
the
lot like
Quaxy
Salacious Crumb? It was just like, hey, George, I got this idea. Sleaze Pagana. Like, I hate it. Come back in the next day. I got an idea. His name should be Sleaze Pagana. Sure, George. You know what? You were right, Ben. I was wrong.
Okay, yeah, it's like
She doesn't even change. You're
she
right.
doesn't even like what's the whole point? It's like
This
the biggest instance of like a failed Chekhov's gun situation.
this is the force speed situation all over again. Just like you introduce something, why not follow through on it?
Or just like make her like a normal person.
Like there's no like rhyme or reason to her being a changeling.
George Lucas was like, yeah, we
With
threw random shit into the old movies and
precision.
people ate it up.
Obi-Wan Kenobi is so ready for death that he doesn't even flinch at that dart coming within an inch of his fucking cheek.
Damn it, almost got me.
So close to death. He just picks it up like, and it's a toxic dart, and internally he's like, why couldn't you be the one that killed me?
Oh, guess I have to go to the diner.
Ah, Blunt Temple. I forgot Ben wasn't here for that comment last time. Yo, this is like my least favorite Jedi over here, which is
the serpent dude.
Furry lizard man.
No, he's a snake. He's a snake, which is also, remember how I've talked about the guy who drew Yoda's master, and that became canon because he won a contest? Same race. But like this guy like appears all the time, and they never use him in the EU. They barely ever use him.
Bird.
What?
I'm doing homework now.
Oh god, why do I bring up anything and not expect Wikipedia to be brought up?
Aborensis.
Oh yeah, that sounds right. I knew that at some point. Check, was he one of the ones that somehow survived Order 66 and was like one of the 3 Jedi like 120 years after the Battle of Yavin, which is like, we're here now. We're only here to talk shit to Cade Skywalker.
Let me see, because this motherfucker's old as fuck, because he was around in the High Republic era in canon.
It was him and there's a plant lady Jedi that both like lived a ridiculously long time. Palpatine just like, yes, you are the most gifted Jedi I've ever known. I'm going to build up. I will be the only person in your life that doesn't tell you you are the shithead you are, because I could use you, shithead.
What was that, Palpatine? No, nothing.
Nothing.
No, I don't. It doesn't look like they survived Order 66.
Yoda just.
In fact, it looks like they died during the Clone Wars.
Hover chair.
We used this hover chair once.
I hate this hover chair so much.
There's nothing wrong with the hover chair. It's just like, why would you not use it more if you're going to introduce it? How big a pothead do you think George is? Because half the decisions he makes, it feels like he just walked into a room one day and he was like, you want to know what I think would be cool? This thing. And then like 5 days later he comes in, it's like, maybe I wanted it that day, I don't want it today.
Would love to just sit down and smoke a blunt with George Lucas and be like, Georgie boy, what's... Just explain so many things. I need...
Do you think if we put out there that we just want to smoke pot with George Lucas for an episode, he'll come on? I doubt it. I doubt it very highly. It's like, we'll buy the pot. God damn it, I'm in.
Like, she's still pissed off that she's leaving the planet. Like, motherfucker, I get you're dedicated, but like, you were almost murdered twice. Would
you not be pissed off to share a room with Anakin Skywalker for a week?
Okay, but that's not the reason she's pissed off. Maybe she's like, it's like one of those, she's saying she's pissed off for that reason, but it's actually because she's stuck with Anakin.
No, I think at this point Padme is like weirdly into Anakin.
I mean, that's how the movie's supposed to read, but...
I don't want to hear sense right now. I just want to talk shit about Anakin. This motherfucker. All right, so I made a mistake and I forgot to put on subtitles this time, and the subtitles aren't working. but I could still hear, like, I have, like, one earbud from my controller on my Xbox in one ear. I could still hear every fucking measly goddamn word he says.
It's worse. You never
He
listen.
never listens.
Padme just looks at Anakin. You're fucking
It's
20
not
years
fair.
old. What are you fucking talking about?
Yeah,
Grow up, Anakin.
How old are you, motherfucker? Like,
He's 20. Now, granted, if I met my 22-year-old self, I would knock that person out.
oh god, I was
but-
like, I had that exact thought today of like, what if me today met me from like fucking 5-6 years ago?
I'm pretty sure any
It's a
age
bad road to
Anakin
go
would
down.
think that any age Anakin is great. Like, if
Yeah.
Darth Vader met, like, 20-year-old Anakin, it's like, you know, I thought pretty poorly of you, but you seem like a cool guy.
Just a
Nah, I don't
cool
think Darth
guy.
Vader would have the patience for fucking angsty Anakin.
I mean, he's angsty Anakin. He just talks slower and breathes more. Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker, you don't want to believe it, but they're the
Don't
same
do this
character.
to
The
me,
presentation is just different.
Jay, don't do this to me.
Yeah, if you read those Vader comics, that's just straight
Yeah.
up Anakin in a robot suit.
Christopher,
Anakin-
not you too.
Ben, we're speaking of fact. They are the same person. The
I'm an
only difference is
A.
that he talks less, which Anakin doesn't even talk that much. He talks slower, and there's more pauses. That's the only difference between Vader and Anakin. That's why I laugh anytime somebody's like, I know there's good in you. He's like, motherfucker, he just committed slightly less genocides when he was Anakin Skywalker. He, like, increased it from a 1 to 10 ratio.
Okay, so like this here is what I was talking about the one time. Like, oh, we're refugees. Like Anakin kind of looks the part. He's got like a poncho and everything, and it's all like rags and shit. Padme's got like a fucking gold copper like fucking headpiece.
I don't accept any complaint that makes it seem like Padme should wear anything but the finest clothes. I don't accept
when she's
it.
fleeing the planet because her life is
Don't
at
accept it.
risk.
You're right, but I don't accept it. I don't accept it. Let Padme be fashion queen, because the only bad thing she wears is the fucking crown that gave her fucking damage to her C3 and C4 vertebrae, and when fucking George is horny yet again in this movie. So, the other best scene in this movie.
Obi-Wan. I love alien mustaches. It is a subcategory of Star Wars character that happens way more frequently than you would expect.
And it's always uncomfortable because it's always like a skin mustache.
Except
Ben.
this one's actual hair.
Hey Ben,
Chris? Hey, Chris.
as the official lore master of Star Wars Every Week Forever,
There's terror.
what the fuck is Jawa juice?
This is a terrific question.
Well,
Because the implications are great and many and unfortunate.
There's not like the 2 or 3 things that immediately jump to mind are not good.
Oh, Arties. Also known as Jawa juice.
Can I get really disgusting for a second? I was on Twitter today, and a viral tweet went nuts, and it was, the tweet was, the timeline's going real fast, huh? One time, I hired a prostitute and drank her titty milk, and that must be what Jawa juice is. I'm so sorry, that's disgusting, but I laughed and laughed and laughed because it blew up. This person thought nobody would notice, and it blew up.
So it's a drink from Tatooine, obviously, and was made of bantha hides mashed with fermented grains.
Ugh.
Okay, but it didn't specify a drink in there, so the implications are still terrifying.
Okay, so fermented grapes. So it's a wine.
No,
but it's made with
grains.
grains. So
Yeah.
Then what is
it's
the
grain
water?
alcohol?
So it's like beer, but with bantha leather in it?
Why is a diner serving alcohol?
It's grain fucking alcohol. So is it Everclear with bantha leather in it?
What the fuck is happening?
Fucking is Disney gonna
What's
make
the
their
citation
fucking live-in
for this?
fucking parks have fucking grain alcohol?
The citation for this, of course, is Star Wars. Absolutely everything you need to know. No, we did not absolutely
It's
need to know.
literally-
Didn't have to know that.
It's literally Everclear.
It's literally.
Yeah, because Everclear is just grain distilled alcohol.
Everclear is the other drink that everyone at 21 drinks to seem tough.
I
It's
don't
like-
know. I
Is
hung out with
Dexter
a lot of
just making
sketchy
moon-
people. Never seen anyone drink Everclear and not immediately spit it out.
Is Dexter just making moonshine out back? Like,
I like this new Dexter canon. Also, no, I knew and still do know a disturbing amount of people that drink Everclear. Like, it's
Look,
weird.
I don't drink much anymore, but I can drink when I want to. I can take max one shot of Everclear before I feel like I'm literally going to die.
I don't know. I'm a terrible person, and I haven't drank Everclear since before I got a pacemaker put in, but I used to be able to put Everclear shots away, and it wasn't because it was good. It was because I was trying to prove toughness because I was fucking 22.
It literally just tastes like straight
Yeah.
alcohol, like rubbing alcohol. It
Yeah.
smells like
Oh.
rubbing alcohol. I keep
So to
forgetting
go-
Ben is straight edge.
To go
and
back
has
a
no
second.
idea what we're talking about.
Yeah. To go back a second, I like this new canon that Ben has come up with. First of all, we missed the librarian scene, and the librarian is the best character in this movie because she's
I
just
love Jocasta.
sure. She's just a sassy bitch. She's a sassy bitch that doesn't want to deal with Obi-Wan. And considering he was super racist in the 2 scenes before that, that is understandable. So to go back to Dexter Jetster.
Yes, please.
Is Dexter Jettster's whole business just a fucking front for his grain alcohol, his moonshine distillery?
I don't know. That makes Obi-Wan so much funnier to me at this point, because Obi-Wan's just stopping in on official Jedi business and just putting down shots of Everclear.
It also makes it even more. First off, it gives off big vibes of your uncle that's ostracized everybody in your family, because if you walk into his house, he's like, "You want something to drink?" And the only things that he can put any kind of drink in that isn't dirty is like a fucking coffee cup, and he fucking just pours vodka right into the coffee cup.
How embarrassing.
But also, it makes it even more disappointing that we didn't get Obi-Wan cheers.
Jay will never let go.
No, I will
Obi-Wan
not.
cheers. I love it.
I will keep this up until I have ratioed Disney.
Speaking of Obi-Wan, I have to make this note real quick. I love how Obi-Wan puts the fucking star projector on, walks to a certain spot. Like, these stars aren't labeled. Like, they're all just dots, and he knows
Stars aren't
exactly
labeled.
where the fuck.
This is a deeply, deeply incomprehensible map.
It's just a bunch of random dots floating. He's like, it should be right here. I'm like, how do you know this? How long have you been looking here, Obi-Wan? Are you like, do you have this memorized?
Can we talk about the best hat in all of Star Wars, which is these fucking stupid goddamn youngling training hats?
And you know it was just so it could be a throwback to A New Hope, too.
It was.
I mean,
Like,
this whole scene is so much funnier to me. Just, I don't know, maybe the edible's kicking in early and I'm just having serious high thoughts right now. We've dunked on Obi-Wan so much in this scene for getting chastised by Yoda and shown up by a toddler. But the solution really truly is hilarious, where Yoda's like, yeah, you said it yourself. The stars are being pulled to this point. Go to that point and you'll find the planet. And Obi-Wan's like, ah, yes. Yeah, like, motherfucker, you knew, like, oh, it should be here. You didn't think to just go fly there real quick and check?
I think we brought this up earlier, too, but, like, yeah, it's the dumbest, funniest thing, because he's like, yeah, I have all this evidence that it would be here. But it's
Realistic,
not on a map, and everyone's just like, okay, well, go look for it. And he's like,
realistically,
oh.
realistically, the next scene would be Obi-Wan looking at Yoda as they walk out and going, "Hey Yoda, you didn't know anything about this big security breach that happened inside of the Jedi Temple?" Because, yeah, you just, talk shit to me using an 11-year-old. But also, that being said, shouldn't you be a little more concerned with the fact that someone broke into the Jedi archives and removed a bunch of planets from their systems? Like, you're strangely using this as a moment to fuck with me, when really you're the failure here. Did it for the bits I did.
Yoda's just the ultimate shitposter in this movie.
The last 2 rotations have just been me appreciating Yoda more and more, and not for any good reasons.
Wait, did he just say there hasn't been a full-scale war in Naboo since the foundation of the Republic?
No, full-scale war in the galaxy.
Galactic scale. Okay, because I was going to say, did he miss the part where he was present for an insurrection of his planet?
I know the new Queen of Naboo is supposed to seem very kind, and she does, but like the glimmer in her eye every once in a while is just like, yes, now I wear the big hats. Now my hair gets destroyed by.
Now here's the thing that throws me. So her 2 terms were up, and a new queen came. They're electing queens?
Yep.
Yeah.
This
I
is like
don't-
a
I- and I
basic
love that.
They have a
conversation that
democratic
always pops up.
election for their monarch, or their monarch.
I mean,
Someone needs to. I don't think they know how democracy works.
I don't think George Lucas knows how democracy works.
I feel like this probably shouldn't be as weird a thing as it is, but it's weird because we live in this world. Because I'm sure there's an alternate reality where, like, the UK monarchy was abolished, but they still called whoever was in charge democratically voted in, like the king or queen or some bullshit.
Do you think George Lucas just thinks they're interchangeable terms and doesn't realize the difference? Like, you think if George Lucas met Obama, he would just be like, "Ah, my liege."
I think that George Lucas will write something, get a few pages farther into it, realize he wrote something stupid, and then go, "I'm not going to proofread that, fuck it," and just keeps writing.
God, since the Bad Batch finale came out, this whole bit just makes me sad.
Why?
So, spoilers for Bad Batch. Jay, I assume you don't care.
I don't care.
The Bad Batch concludes with what's the
Well, while you're talking about
With-
that, I want to talk about a little
Okay.
thing that I get joy out of that I've never mentioned on the podcast, and that's the clipping legs of the Kaminoans.
clipping?
That, like, they're
Oh,
this is
Mhm.
something that, if you go back to the CGI behind the scenes thing, they spend right up until the day where they have to shut down post-production trying to get this right, and they never get it right.
they
I
just
will
start
say-
walking and the cloth goes fucking all over the place.
It goes
As
from like
bad as it is, the cloth physics are actually kind of impressive.
For the time,
They're-
yeah.
they're good until they have to walk. Like, it looks fine, but the moment they start walking, it looks fucking awful. It looks like somebody has, like, fucking seaweed all over their legs, and it's clinging to them.
I love
You're-
watching this scene where Obi-Wan's just bullshitting.
Hey,
Oh,
it's
yes,
like-
it's good
Bailey.
news.
Sure! Jedi Master Sifo, whoever the fuck. Yeah, I'm here for Jedi Sifo.
didn't you know he died
Bias.
10 years ago? Okay,
Yes!
yeah.
And,
Are,
like,
are you sure you're a Jedi who's supposed to be here? Is the obvious question that should be asked by this
Nah.
point.
It's great.
Oh yeah. I was saying Bad Batch season finale. Tapoka City gets fucking nuked, basically.
That makes sense.
Bombarded from orbit by the Empire.
That's honestly probably the smartest way to deal. Like, obvious war crime. But from Palpatine's perspective, he's like, yes, this has outlived its usefulness.
I have learned from the previous canon that there would be a rebellion.
Palpatine's so much the mastermind that when the old EU was wiped out, current canon Palpatine gained all of that knowledge.
I have a sixth sense about these things. Don't fuck with the chiss. Make sure outbound flight isn't a real thing. Make some other Sith look really hard at the Kashyyyk wildlands and carpet bomb Camino.
But
Also, you know that hand we have laying around Mara Jade? Get rid of her.
Take that hand, go put it inside of... I have this planet that nobody knows how to get to. Go put it there.
Master
God, how
would have said,
badass
"Oh,
would
I'm
that
making a pickled Skywalker head."
How badass would it have been if Rise of Skywalker just pulled Mara Jade out of their ass? Like, at the end there, you know, Kylo and Rey are getting there, and they're like, all right, we're going to get you, Palpatine. And then Mara Jade just drops from the ceiling, and, you know, she's just been living there on Exegol the whole time, taking care of him.
Like Madam Web Mara Jade.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, come on, that would have been salvage enough. Give me some kind of Mara Jade, even if she's evil Mara Jade.
Oh God, no! We have to keep talking.
Ugh.
I don't want to sit
Ugh.
through
No.
silence.
It's terrible.
The fucking worst.
Just
The way
friends
Padme
watching,
just jolts.
It's like her conscious brain just wakes up like, oh, nope, stop that.
Anakin Skywalker, he has the emotional comprehension of a squirrel. What am I doing?
Yeah, Anakin Skywalker with the emotional range of a doorknob.
She's just like, no, I don't. And he's like, I'm sorry. And then they just sit there awkwardly.
Yeah, you know the date's going well when you make out and she goes, no, and then you just sit there awkwardly.
And you say, I'm sorry, very confusedly. I cannot
Look at the legs. Look at the legs.
Now.
Look at the legs.
You've ruined this for me, Jay. I know you've brought it up before, but I didn't
I've never brought it up before. I legitimately don't think I've brought it up before.
Yeah, I also feel like this is the first time I'm hearing this. Man, those legs are bad.
I might be misremembering.
Another thing that I see. Remember how I told y'all that it looks like this is a marionette show and I see all of the strings? This entire set right here was green screen. Like green screen, well, blue screened because George for some reason chose blue instead of green. And like everything but the floor was a domed green screen. And they had like this very tiny miniature of this hallway and nothing but this hallway that they use in order to work inside with a tiny camera so that they could use it to see. And it's the funniest fucking thing. So I see like the little miniature cutouts of the Kaminoans and Obi-Wan every time I see this scene. It's a puppet show, and I'm just watching it unfold in the back of my brain.
You know what I don't think I've ever brought up, but is deeply fascinating to me, and maybe they touched on it in the EU and I just don't remember. What must it have been like? Jango Fett as a father just raising this baby clone.
I mean, like, they had a deep connection, you could tell. Like,
no, for sure. It's just a hilarious visual.
I think it's just
ruthless bounty hunter known for killing Jedi.
I think it's just Matt Murdock and Jack Murdock. I think that was their connection.
Like
just like, welcome home, Dad. Let me sew up your wounds.
It's like that Fast and the Furious scene with Jason Statham with the baby fighting all the dudes on an airplane.
God damn it. I'm so glad to be sitting here with you guys and watching these movies, but that doesn't make these scenes better.
Stupid little ponytail. Look at this stupid little ponytail.
Stupid little ponytail.
Why do all the Padawans have rat tails? Answer me, George. Fucking Padme got dressed up in one of the best looks of the goddamn prequels for this fucking conversation, where Anakin's just like joking about goddamn fascism. I hate Anakin Skywalker so much. And
I also like how he's like, we should just sit everyone in a room and
This-
they should talk it out. And Padme's like, do you know what my fucking job is?
That's exactly it, man.
he's fucking mansplaining politics to her.
To a politician, a career politician, since she was like fucking 14.
And Chris, you remember how I said that I would watch Rise of Skywalker over Attack of the Clones? This, the previous 5 minutes and the next 15 minutes is why. That chunk of 25 minutes is excruciatingly painful.
I hate this so much.
What, you don't like the bloated tick cattles?
Hey, you want to know how you win a girl's heart? Fake your own death.
Damn,
Oh
I've
my-
been doing it wrong this whole time. That's all I gotta do?
It worked for Anakin Skywalker.
It worked for Anakin.
You know, no, I've never faked my own death before. That's I don't know if that's solid dating advice.
What are you talking about? Anakin Skywalker is great dating advice.
Don't evil. Oh my god, it all makes sense now. Kylo idolized Darth Vader. It all makes sense now. We know why Kylo's an incel.
I think we all knew this.
I love how Boba's just like, yep, he's here. And everyone just stands there awkwardly until fucking Tanwi's like, can we come in? And he's like, oh yeah, sure.
Goddamn fucking fabric. One thing I will say,
I've seen you before. Don't
What-
tell me.
the one thing this movie has over The Rise of Skywalker, the soundtrack goes fucking hard. The soundtrack is easily the best part of this movie. It's one of the better Star Wars soundtracks. Which is a compliment because John Williams goes fucking hard every time.
I mean, also just Tamara Morrison. I fucking love Tamara Morrison.
Oh, he's great. I also like that the kid that plays Boba Fett is like the biggest Star Wars fan ever, and his Twitter account is nothing but him like unceremoniously praising Star Wars and how much he loved being in Star Wars.
Oh, that's actually kind of awesome.
And he's like my age now, so he's like 30, 31. That's great.
I love the intense sexual tension of this scene.
Oh God, why did you do that? Is this gonna be another edit that I make that immediately gets taken down on YouTube on a side venture that I made? That's just me playing romance music over this scene.
God, the fabric. Fuck. The slow realization.
I like that it's a slow realization. It's just, not just him going, "We need to get the fuck out of here."
Todd,
Like, that door
get him the
should've-
fuck out of here.
That door should
Duality
have
of the dinner
closed,
scene.
and his eyes should have widened. Like, oh fuck, we need to go. Right.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
I don't know how, but they found me.
No idea how it could have been that dark. That trace is literally right back here.
Fucking stemless pear.
I'm trying to no sell it, Jay. Don't do this to me.
Oh my God, we taught Ben the term no sell. I'm so happy.
I've learned so many terms through
We've
this
got
podcast.
Ben using
that
wrestling terms.
Is that a
Incredible.
wrestling term?
That's a wrestling
Yeah.
term. It's when you get hit and don't react to it, aka you don't sell it.
Like Leo Rush falling off the ladder and going through a table and then
Why
standing
are we
right
going
back
so
up.
hard on Leo Rush today?
I love Leo
Don't
Rush.
worry,
I love Leo Rush too.
It's just when I think of no selling, that's the first thing I think of.
This fucking dress.
It's deeply uncomfortable.
It's deeply uncomfortable.
You
When I
think
met
she's
all those years
uncomfortable?
ago, when I was 9.
What?
Wait, what?
Anakin, I'm repeating the,
Oh.
all those years ago when I first met
I
you,
thought
when
you-
I was 9.
I was only tuning back in after, like, I didn't hear because I have all this audio, and when I talk, I can hear that too. So I was like listening to only the tail end, and I thought you were talking about how you loved this scene when you were 9.
I also thought you were going that way.
I don't know. There was a time when I was very young that I thought this was a good movie.
This
When
is
I was-
gross. This whole scene's
It's
gross.
terrible.
When I was a tiny little baby Ben, I used to think this was the best Star Wars movie.
This scene, and we'll circle back to that for sure in a second. This scene is like the shit that you see on Reddit that girls post of like, look at this fucking weird creep sent me that I met one
Yeah.
time and went on one date with. Like, this is. I'm tormented by the kiss you shouldn't have given me. What, motherfucker? What? Get.
Anakin Skywalker is a regular submitter to Am I the Asshole, except he's always the asshole.
Every time without fail is the asshole.
Anakin Skywalker Redditor is such a good character.
It's too perfect, to be honest.
Anakin Skywalker Discord mod.
My God.
God, this scene is so fucking bad. It's the worst scene in all of
So
Star
bad.
Wars.
I just love when he's like, I can't breathe, and all I'm thinking is, yeah, man, neither can she.
She-
That's what, and like she is standing so stiff, and it's just like knowing that she's like fucking crammed into that tiny fucking dress. I'm
In
like,
the
yeah, she
special-
probably can't move.
In the special features, I remember the seamstress that they used in the UK, which they used. George outsourced to get a seamstress that was entirely offset because he was like, I don't know how to fucking make fucking clothes, even though I'm going to make this kid, I'm going to make this 19-year-old girl wear the most ridiculous thing that I made. You could tell that the seamstress was fucking embarrassed by how badly this fucking design went.
Oh God.
Just like, oh God.
I'm just like,
So let's circle around to Ben saying that this was his favorite movie when he was a kid.
yeah, I'm not proud of it.
I don't disagree, though, because I think I felt the same way.
I did too. But see, my problem at the time was deep shame because, as I've said on the podcast, when I was a little kid, I fell asleep watching this movie. So afterwards, I was trying to make it up to the movie to be like, it's not that bad. So I held it up because of it. Also, I'm a little older than everybody else in the room, so I remember what felt like a million-year wait between episode 2 and episode 3. I mean, I snuck into the theater my 9th grade year to watch the Revenge of the Sith midnight opening. And I definitely don't mean literally snuck in.
I always loved Camino when I was a kid, and I was just like, this is great.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I loved Camino.
I still love Camino. Not gonna lie, it's a guilty pleasure of
I don't know, man. It fell off for me. Like, it's just another scene now. And it's like 5 minutes altogether. Meanwhile, fucking Naboo and Tatooine are like fucking 45 goddamn minutes.
I love how Yoda goes straight to kidnapping. Yoda's like, you must abduct this man.
We would like you to make an unlawful arrest in someone else's territory.
Yeah, straight up, not even within the galaxy. And nobody's like, they're only mildly alarmed that a clone army was placed 10 years ago by a Jedi Master who also happened to die 10 years ago.
Yeah, they're just all cool with it.
They're
It's
just
weird.
like, oh, that sucks. Let's interrogate the guy.
I'll give the movie credit. This is one of those edits that is actually kind of good. In the special editions for the prequels, they added the Sound of Shmi's voice to that scene. Originally, it was just him having a nightmare and with no extra sound. That's a decent edit. This scene, why is this behind the scenes shit today? This scene was shot in the middle of a rainstorm, and they CGI'd out the rainstorm.
That's why the floor looks all wet.
That's why the floor looks all wet, because it's raining cats and fucking dogs. George apparently was waiting for 2.5 hours for the rain to clear, and he's like, wait a minute, we have CGI, and you could hear the audible groan from everyone around him.
But how do you CGI the rain out when they're, like, perfectly dry?
You make a digital green screen. And also, they had a balcony above them. So, like, the rain was coming inward, but if they stood far enough back, they could mostly not get wet. And if you look at Anakin's shirt, I'm pretty sure that was not the original stage dressing for this scene.
Hedwig's like, yes, so am I. I have to abandon you to go rescue my mother.
Man, it's going to be so liberating to see her as Thor. Not because, like, I'm a big Thor fan, but just because I watch this fucking movie these fucking movies every 3 out of 9 weeks. And it's just going to be like, finally, you're the hero because everyone else you've starred with is shit.
Natalie Portman's going to be new Thor.
What?
Natalie Portman's new Thor.
Yeah, they're going with the Jane Foster Thor, I think.
Yeah, I knew they were doing the female Thor thing. I'm not up to date on, like, comic movie stuff, so, like.
Oh, I can't get into the Jane Foster Thor thing because I will talk about it for a while. The Jane Foster Thor thing is cool because she's actually dying when she becomes Thor, but Thor's, like, not worthy anymore, so she's like, she has learned to use the hammer, but every time she uses the hammer, she's...
Yeah, sorry, I'm listening, Jay. I got distracted by slapboxing in the rain.
I do underrate this scene a lot, I think.
I mean, look, to be fair, it's
bad.
Decent hand-to-hand fight choreography for a bit, which is not something we ever see in Star Wars, so...
I would honestly say this fight scene is actually quite bad, but it's kind of great in its badness.
It's one of those, it's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
And there's another flying kick. What the...
That's the flying kick I had to turn into a Force Ghost, so I remember it very well. I stared at it for a long time once.
I also love how fucking Django turns into Shredder for like a hot minute. He's just got like wrist blades and shit.
He has little Batman wrist blade things, yeah.
Tamara Morrison Shredder would be very good.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
They're doing a new TMNT series. Get Tamara Morrison to be Shredder.
It's actually genuinely a great casting.
I also love how this fucking zipline thing just grips onto the side of the building for no reason.
Also, what kind of fucking material is the Camino and City made out of that he can just put a couple of razor blades into the side and pull himself up?
I assume they're made of Beskar, so...
Like, that shit's
yeah.
like... True, but, like, how much force do you still need to apply to pierce, like, high-grade fucking Durasteel? Like... Also, I love, there was an edit made to this, you guys probably know, but, in the original cut, Django clips through the door of the slave one when he's entering it. So they had to edit it so it looks like he's crouching when he walks through it.
Oh my god.
Best part of the movie.
It's such a shiny ship.
That fucking thing must look like shit when they're leaving Tatooine. What, you took this shiny chrome ship and put it in the middle of the Tatooine desert?
It's just covered in bird shit and Jawa juice.
Oh, shit. Now that has a different context.
Oh no.
I can't. I was gonna goof off of it, but I can't. I legitimately
They
can't.
come back and Jawa's just totally scrapped the ship. Love that the robot legit says okie dokie.
Of course, the subtitles aren't working on this Blu-ray, but I still get the subtitles of this scene.
Why is Watto?
Why is Watto?
I don't know why Watto's infuriating so much this rotation, especially for me.
I mean, you have plenty of reason to be
Yeah,
mad about Watto all the
usually
time.
I'm like lighthearted about it, and Watto's like a mild irritation. But now I'm just like, Watto sucks, dude. Like, fuck
It's probably-
Watto, dude.
Okay. So now Watto has little leather underwear.
No, that's his skin.
No, that's underwear.
No, it's
Oh, wait,
it's
yeah.
straight up underwear.
He's got a thong.
And now he's got a little explorer hat on too, like he's about to go out to safari. What's going on here?
And he has a miniature version of the Jedi apprentice fucking hat. How does that stay on his head?
The same way his wings magically keep him off the ground.
At least he's got a better shirt now. It's not chafing him.
Not chafing.
What is with George Lucas and designing aliens that barely have feet?
Okay,
Like-
I'm not the only one who noticed this.
It's a trend.
Because, like, the fucking Toydarians, the fucking, or are they Dugs, I think they are, with the, like,
Yeah.
Sebulba. Like,
No,
why?
Dugs have too much feet.
Well,
Dugs
yeah, they have two
Listen,
feet and
George-
two arms that are actually feet.
Listen, just like Rob Liefeld, George Lucas has no idea what feet look like.
I love this ship.
Oh, what, the
Yeah.
prototype Jedi Starfighter?
That's literally just a tiny Star Destroyer.
Tiny Star Destroyer.
Yeah. Look at it real hard.
Oh, yeah, like the pizza cut.
The pizza cut?
Yeah, it's like a pizza slice.
How are you cutting your pizza?
Into
With
triangles?
a Star Wars pizza cutter.
Not the pizza cut, like a
Thank
pizza
Christ
slice.
I'm not editing these. I'm editing these episodes, but I'm not doing much with the YouTube copy. I do like this chase. Again, I like all the Obi-Wan stuff, but all of them last like 0.2 fucking seconds.
Yeah.
And by all, I mean everything after he gets off Coruscant.
Oh god, I moved my cursor and saw how far into the movie we are.
I'm not gonna look.
Don't.
Not
Are
enough.
we just below? Are we at 55?
Oh, we're past that. Not by a lot, but we're past that.
Just about at 55. Every movie, no matter what movie it is, I check, and it's like, ugh.
It's like subconscious in your brain now. It's your brain's just like, time to do it.
Yeah.
Like, a little Bulba's just like, kill him, Dad. Murder him.
Murder the man.
Boba's fucking bloodthirsty from the age of 7. Also, I love how every single one of these shots is missing.
Spoke too soon. I like how he doesn't lead with the torpedoes.
Yeah, that's just after he got like one shot in.
Listen, that's a slow-ass moving torpedo. You gotta slow him down first before you can launch it.
Don't
Why am I
talk
defending
sense
this
to
movie?
me.
I think the edibles are kicking in.
Wow, they're late.
I was a little off by my estimate this time.
I also love how the rocket like shoots forward and then just stays at the same distance for the rest of it.
Why do they just have spare parts canisters? Like, okay, now I don't, because I'm defending the movie now, because obviously if they get, need repairs, God, so
How
stupid.
do they repair if they're out in space?
Obi-Wan's out on the side of the fucking space highway putting on his spare engine.
Well, I assume the astromech droid can do it. I don't fucking know.
You're giving the movie too much credit.
Also, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure R4 is like a part of that ship.
No, he's not. No, we see R4 away from the ship. He's just a regular astromech droid. Now, there is a scene in the behind-the-scenes features where they're like, here's the design. We put an astromech droid here. One problem, theoretically, that droid should be sticking out the bottom.
Yeah.
And then George was like, that's fine. Nobody will notice. And he was right.
Okay, so in canon, he is a full-on astromech droid, but in Legends, he was legit just, like, attached to the ship.
Nerds.
I could go for some nerds.
Who in their life has ever said, I could go for some nerds?
I can get you some medicated nerds. I
prefer my
you right
nerds
now.
unmedicated.
You are the medicated
You are a
nerd.
medicated
I am the
nerd.
medicated nerd. Yeah, that's true. The Maker.
Fucking C-3PO is just destroyed at this point.
Oh. You're the 9-year-old who abandoned me.
I really hate this movie.
That's fair.
It's not the specific scene, it's just where I know it's going, and I just really hate this movie.
We're gonna end up raising your child one day.
That's my one line in the entire prequel trilogy. Hello.
Oh, might I introduce you to my racist father?
Klieg. His name's Klieg.
Klieg Lars.
God.
I appreciate that. Maybe I'm reading too much into C-3PO's just blank expression, but it's like he's also miserable with how bad his paint job is. It's like, yeah, Klieg put me to hard use out here, and I look as bad as your ship does after one day out here in the desert.
At least he didn't leave me naked like some people.
The best thing that could have happened to C-3PO in the Star Wars saga is if Shmi actually did sell him. His life would have been so much better.
Maybe that's a toss-up, because 90% chance he ended up with Jawas.
Fair
And
enough.
from there, it's like a decent chance he gets scrapped.
How dare you make a good point? To find my mother.
I hate the mumbling. It's just...
It's got, I think I brought this up before, but it's got that theater kid trying way too hard to have range they do not have. Like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, God, I hate it.
This is like the second worst outfit that she wears in the prequels.
You're gonna have, these are good people, Padme. He just met them. The guy's name is Klieg.
His name
is Klieg Lars.
Never trust a Klieg.
He runs with a biker gang and called the Tuskens inhuman. The best scenario for Padme was she got back on her ship just now and went home.
Best is, in this fucking book,
no,
we know that prior to this, he straight up went on a rant about not just the Tuskens, but also the Jawas and droids all being terrible because they're just existing.
You see, Ben, it was written by R.A. Salvatore. So in R.A. Salvatore's mind, there's nothing wrong with that because R.A. Salvatore is the worst.
And this is right after we had a flashback to, like, fucking
This is
fucking
an adaptation
Full House on Tatooine.
This is an adaptation of George Lucas's work, who is the worst, made by R.A. Salvatore, who is even more worse.
Who is even more the worst.
Leagues worse.
Klieg's worse.
God damn it. I knew you were going there before you even said it.
This whole movie really is just Obi-Wan failing upwards until he's getting sacrificed to a fucking sword monster.
Hey, Ben. You look like that very specific kind of dad that works on his train set in the basement pretty much every morning and night.
You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it.
You look like you should either be hosting or co-hosting a basic cable home improvement show.
Oh my God. Don't tell me I look like I might be Tim Allen.
This is not fair to Ben because he's basically wearing my usual fit, which is just a flannel shirt, so it's not fair. It's not fair to him.
The mustache really adds to it.
It's the glasses, too, and the hair.
There's a little bit of Ned Flanders going on here.
There is a lot of Ned Flanders going on right there.
I need a sweater.
I needed to look away from the movie for just a bit, so I just started dunking on Ben.
That's fair.
So what do we think the best Obi-Wan look is? Is it the mullet? I don't think it's the mullet, but do you think it's the mullet?
It's the mullet.
The mullet's too much.
Nah, it's great.
Why? The amount of times where there's a flesh beard or a flesh mustache and they're just stroking it.
I wonder if George has a thing for mustaches.
That moon looks really bad.
Oh, yeah.
The banking clan. Everything about this scene is weird. It's just not good.
That one's my favorite. The barely completed CGI of the werewolf man. I just pointed like you can see my TV somehow.
Yeah, right there.
I've done that multiple times since last week. Oh, this is...
I wonder if George Lucas just had, like, a regular, like, six-sided die, and when they were making a planet, they were like, well, how many suns does it have? And he just roll it, he'd be like, 2. Okay, how many moons does it have? 3. I don't think we talk about it enough. Tatooine has 3, maybe 4 moons. I'm trying dreadfully hard to distract from this scene.
Yeah. Yep.
This scene has not aged well with Boba Fett.
What did Boba Fett do to make this already hard to watch scene even worse?
So the book of
whole,
Boba Fett really humanized the Tuskens
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
in like a
And they
pretty
should have,
major
because
way.
the Tuskens are real people.
Yeah, 100%. But Star Wars doesn't treat them like that, at least not in the current canon.
Yeah. In the current canon, they do.
Well, they do now,
They
but they
humanized them
haven't before
in
this.
Mando too.
The old canon, the EU was not much better.
No, the EU was, I'd venture to say, worse.
Yeah, I agree.
There were parts where it wasn't like,
KOTOR did a good job.
yeah.
If you're gonna say Ashara Het and those stories did well, they did not.
No.
Oh.
No, they didn't.
But KOTOR did good because KOTOR is the best Star Wars game ever made. And by game,
favorite.
I mean cinematic movie.
It's my favorite.
This is me distracting from this scene.
I'm just waiting for Jay to roast me about KOTOR again.
You mean the game that you've not played, but you call yourself an Old Republic expert?
I ain't say expert.
You did before I found out that you
I
had never
said
played
it
KOTOR.
was my favorite era.
You know, the most famous part of the Old Republic that you've never played. It's basically a cinematic movie. Like, it's the easiest shit to play.
I mean, have you read the Dark Horse comics at least?
You can't be serious. You've never read the Dark
Old
Horse
Republic
comics?
content have you consumed, Ben?
The Revan novel, apparently, and that's fucking it. This is the same guy. Oh, the genocide is happening. This is the same guy that I once said the name Canderous Ordo.
I want that so badly to be the title, and I know it can't be.
No. I have to get this out because I don't think I mentioned it on the podcast, but it happened in our planning group chat. I once said the name Canderous Ordo, and Ben had no idea who I was talking about. But when I explained who it was, Ben said Mandalore the Redeemer. And I'm like, what do you mean Mandalore the Redeemer? Why would you know him by the name Mandalore Redeemer, Ben?
Because he became Mandalore the Preserver once he took the mantle.
Nearly all of the canon appearances, he goes by the name Canderous Ordo.
Because my brain is a nebulous
void of names.
This. No, I can't.
It's you showing your ass.
No, Jay. I have random fucking
much
things
like the
pop
lady in the
into my
cantina
head.
in the beginning.
I have like random things pop into my head from various franchises throughout the day, and I'm just like, shit. I like pop quiz myself. I'm like, what is this? Where is this from? What the fuck?
Give yourself pop quizzes?
By accident. My brain's just like, hey, Kiadi Mundi.
What
and I'm
are
like,
you,
oh, Kiadi Mundi.
Trying to gatekeep your friends?
I gotta keep myself sharp, dude.
Which, by the way, I had a friend that used to try to gatekeep me with quizzes on Star Wars.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. It's fine. I was friends with that guy for a while, and eventually I think I knocked his lights out, so.
It's a good way to catch an ass.
Hell yeah.
I did knock his lights out at one point. It was like senior year of high school.
This is the most...
How dare you try to surprise me with a quiz and catch these fucking ants.
Obi-Wan has the most headache-inducing, like, computer system on his fucking starship. It's like he'll be looking at a map and the fucking screen will like zoom past planets to look at it.
Why does he have to? Anakin, do you copy? This is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Did he have to say the full name?
And no wonder he fucking got noticed immediately after. Hello, this is an open channel. Okay, my name is Obi-Wan Kenobi, the most Jedi-sounding ass name ever.
I am trying to reach the Jedi Council with regards
about this
to a
sketchy shit
plan.
going on over here.
Please boost this message to Coruscant.
I need to get this message to the heart of the Republic as soon as possible. There is some shady ass shit going on here. Oh fuck, they found me.
Is this microphone on? R4, are you dictating this? It's like he's asking for death again. That's what it is. He's just like, I'm gonna get this message out, and hopefully it'll murder me.
He's just like, R4, get this message out. And he starts yelling at the top of his lungs, this is all me.
Fucking Anakin this has never sunk in until just now. Anakin Skywalker is pouting so goddamn hard that he didn't bother to check the messages on the fucking... Listen, I've had some pretty stressful days in my life. It's never stopped me from checking the machine when I get home.
Well, I don't think he's even gone on the ship. Like,
why not? It's right there.
He goes straight into the basement of this family he just realized he has and starts, like, fucking working on things in their garage.
This motherfucker has a ship of his own right there, but because he wants everyone to notice he's pouting, he invades their garage and starts putting together bullshit.
He's that guy who, like, loudly announces he's in a bad mood, and when you're like, do you want to talk about it? Like, I could hang out. And
No.
just be like, no, I want to be left alone. I don't want to talk about it. And then they're just like, well, why would you draw attention to it? He's like, I'm not drawing attention to anything, guys.
Well, dude, you're sitting in the middle of the living room and there's 7 people here. Sorry, Chris, what were you saying?
No, I'm just watching. I'm just watching Man Rage right now.
We go, Chris, what were you going to say? And we just see a puff of smoke.
Entirely encapsulate him into nothingness. If Padme had walked away from him after he declared that he committed a genocide, the world would be so much better. The galaxy would be so much better. The universe would be so much better.
The fact that it would take a genocide to make her walk away at this point is astounding. The fact that she stays after finding out about the genocide is worse.
Padme is told that we'll rule the galaxy together by the guy who once admitted to committing genocide to her, and she's like, I don't know you anymore. You knew he committed a genocide. He destroyed a tribe of Tusken Raiders down to the last child. Why do you not know him now?
Padme is the caricature comic book version of, oh, I can fix him.
Yes.
That is.
But it's just to such an extreme.
That line is incredible. That, to feel is to be human. No, he just told you he committed a genocide. They were past that. Oh, yeah, it happened. I'm sorry, what?
I remember my first.
No.
Padme just like, it's a thing that happens every once in a while, you just...
We don't have time to unpack all that, so we're just going to throw out the whole suitcase. And I'll never think about it ever again. This wheelchair looks like the kind of bullshit that Fox would have given Xavier because people wanted the actual fucking Xavier wheelchair, but they had to fuck it up somehow.
Oh my god. Why does she have so many layers on?
She has so many layers.
She has so many layers on.
Well, here's the thing.
Everyone
in the
does.
Desert, yeah. Well, it makes sense with the people of Tatooine and like the Tuskens, like the layers actually protect you in the desert.
Yeah,
it
keeps
right, but
all your moisture in and
layers.
everything.
But she has like a fleece scarf on right now.
Yeah, but here's the thing too. A couple scenes ago, she walked out as the sun was setting in a fucking
a belly shirt.
A belly shirt. And a fucking like fucking dress, like a pure just like no top dress. And now she's out here in the middle of the scorching day in fucking multiple layers.
Also, straight up, R2 rolls out of the ship and goes, yeah, you got a message? I figured you would have been back sooner, but you've been pouting in their garage for 3 weeks?
This is Obi-Wan. I need you to use your little vibrator ship to transmit a signal to Coruscant, please. Has that joke not been made before?
I don't think so.
I feel like that's a joke that's been made before.
Maybe, but not by us. And she gets in the ship and takes the layers off. What is happening?
I need to
Listen,
stop
that ship's been
questioning.
baking in the sun all day. It's hot in there. It's like when you get into your car in the middle of the summer.
Do
Like how
spaceships
Yoda-
not have air conditioning?
Yoda looks at Windu and goes, "Oh, I think there's more going on in Geonosis." And like my first reaction would be like, "Oh, you think?"
Even when Mace Windu, you can't directly see Anakin Skywalker. He's staring right through him to his soul.
I love how George Lucas writes in Geonosis is less than a parsec away to finally prove that he knows that parsec is a unit of distance that he's learned from the OT.
That's my least favorite Padme hairstyle, by the way.
The
I
spaghetti bun.
I don't know what to make of that hair.
It's probably the most normal one she's had, though, to be fair.
It's just, it looks like the little pipe, the little like pipe things that you use in art projects. Yeah. This Grand that we've never seen and will never see again is just like the debate's fucking over, y'all. Oh, Ben, you might want to cover your ears. I don't know where you're at on possible Obi-Wan spoilers.
Just do it.
Bail Organa's gonna be back.
Oh, cool.
Jimmy Schmitz is coming back for that.
Oh, same actor and everything.
Hell
yeah.
Hell
That
yeah.
broke like a couple days ago. 6 weeks. 6 weeks ago this week.
Breaking news 6 weeks ago.
Do we have a release for Obi-Wan yet, or
No.
May 25th.
May? Okay.
What?
May 25th.
Really?
Yeah.
That's soon.
That came out a couple days ago.
In 2 months?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's why everyone was expecting a trailer.
Oh god,
at
I'm
the
gonna
Super
have to
Bowl,
watch
but-
more Star Wars in May. Fuck.
I love this little
Yeah, dude, this is such a
suspended
dick.
animation thing where they've just got him floating in a circle. It's hilarious.
See, I always just think of Incredibles when I see this now.
They've moved past the need for really overt torture. Now they just use really psychological torture, which is you can't throw up in the field when you're constantly turning around in a circle. Deal with it.
Oh, so I still love it. There's Count Dooku's just like, I'm gonna go in, tell Obi-Wan what's actually going down, and like that'll work out for sure, totally.
Can I?
I
And I'm
would've loved
talking.
if they did a bit where he's rotating and he like Obi-Wan goes to say something and then he's starting to rotate so he's facing away and he's like, oh, hold on. And he has to wait to get back around.
The way Dooku moves around him too is masterful because he's only talking the important shit when he's not in lines of sight with Obi-Wan, so he can't interrupt him.
And he's also walking in the opposite, like the rotation that Obi-Wan is turning.
So I'm gonna ask Chris this because Ben wouldn't know. This is the worst Christopher Lee like not performance, but like it's the most underwhelming thing Christopher Lee ever did in terms of acting.
Nope. Not
Really?
even a little bit.
Really? I'd say it
Johnny
was.
Depp, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie.
Okay, no, you're right. That's the worst. Second worst then. You're right. You're 1,000% right. I'm sorry. I'm totally wrong. I have not seen that movie.
Are we
I've
not going
gone
to talk
out of
about?
my way to never see that movie.
Are we not going to talk about Howling 2? Your sister is a werewolf.
Oh no, he was great in that. Yes, I've seen it. It's a
I
terrible
have
movie.
two.
He's fantastic in it.
The fucking sunglasses are what makes it.
That's another so bad it's good movie.
I gotta see if my roommate's seen that one, because they
let's
are
go
a
down.
connoisseur of bad movies.
Let's go down this rabbit hole. Just Christopher Lee's.
He's appeared to
IMDb.
be. Oh my god.
Jar Jar's about to fuck up the entire galaxy.
Misa propose.
Misa propose.
Motherfucking Lindsay Jar Jar Binks Graham over here.
Lindsay Jar.
The Aquarian's just like full body agreement. Let's be extra.
Aggressive T-posing.
It looks so old. Running a democracy that I want to turn into a dictatorship has left me scarred and old.
Why is Christopher Lee a part of so many bad Johnny Depp movies?
That's a good
He was
question.
also in the 2012 Dark Shadows movie.
I haven't seen it.
With Johnny
He
Depp.
was?
He was the voice of the Jabberwocky in the Alice in Wonderland movie.
Oh, that I know, but he did a good job in that. For some reason,
he did. I'm just
it's
saying,
one of
why
like,
was he? Why has he been a part of so many bad Johnny Depp movies?
For some reason, that's one of like two movies in my entire life that I went to see with my sister. The other one was Elf. For some reason, my sister really wanted to see both Elf and Alice in Wonderland with Johnny Depp.
He's done the voices in a lot of video games.
Yeah, he
Really?
did have a pretty prolific. He was He was Xehanort, I think, in the original iteration. No, that was
Sleepy
Spock.
Hollow.
Yeah, he was in Sleepy Hollow.
He's just been in a lot of movies with Johnny Depp. There's a lot more overlap there than I would have initially thought.
I have two of his signature. I don't know why I have two, but I have two.
He was in Police Academy, Mission to Moscow.
God.
Oh, here's another worst part of the stretch of this fucking movie. This, to me...
He was on an episode of the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles.
Oh my god.
This, to me, is easily the biggest misfire action scene in the history of the entire franchise.
The Droid Factory.
Yes.
The Droid Factory.
For sure.
It is the worst.
Oh my god,
Like, I know
he was in the second Gremlins movie.
Yes, he was in the second Gremlins movie. He was great in that, too.
His character's name was Dr. Catheter.
I forgot that. Christopher Lee has been really great in a lot of terrible movies.
That's very true.
Yeah, like this entire...
He was in a movie called Jocks, which the poster for it looks like it's just the poster for a porno.
Gross. Like this... Like, more than anything in the original trilogy, more than anything in the sequels, is easily the worst action sequence. One of the worst action sequences I've ever seen in any high-budget film.
This is a horrible scene.
It's a horrible action sequence.
It's pretty rough. I wonder.
And the amount of arguing that happened between Ben Burt and John Williams on sound mixing for this scene is wild. Like, I think it's the most those two ever argued. Because it was basically, I adore Ben Burt, he's my hero, but it was basically Ben Burt being like, we have to have some kind of factory sounds in there. And it was John Williams going, motherfucker, this scene is bad, let the music save it. Stop thinking with your editor dick. Start thinking in terms of broad movie and how bad this is.
Stop thinking with your editor
editor
dick. You just...
So sometimes you get really caught up in your own idea of editing something because you're presented with the opportunity, but it's not good for the project. Like, I can do this thing, but should I? Oh, that's a really gross line.
Calm down, R2.
No, machines making machines, how perverse.
Damn.
It's a nightmare.
C-3PO is like all about that purity culture, apparently.
C-3PO has like some deep-seated self-hatred in there. Just like self-fucking bigotry.
I'm gonna shut this down on myself now before I get down in a deeper rabbit hole, but I do need to point out, as I'm getting off of Christopher Lee's IMDb, Christopher Lee starred in a softcore porno.
What?
In 1970.
When is the next April Fool's Day? When is the next?
No.
When is the next April? We'll just go full worst idea of all time. When is the next April Fool's Day?
The Marquis de Sade's one of his books.
We are watching this shit. I do not accept any other world where we don't watch this. You know, if we're gonna run out of Star Wars stuff to watch on May the 4th at some point, can we just watch that instead?
What part of a droid is that? What part of a droid is it? That
I don't know. I was still thinking about Christopher Lee stuff.
Bothers me so much.
I feel like this is information we need to immediately give to friend of the show Zins.
Please do.
Oh god, he is gonna have a field day.
I can't do it. Someone else has to do it. My computer be chugging. God, this whole scene, like, we've actively been avoiding talking about how fucking bad this scene is.
I keep
Like-
trying to bring us back, but you guys just want to talk about softcore porn Christopher Lee in it.
Well, to be fair, I would rather talk about that than literally anything on the planet right now. Most of all this. But this whole scene is just like the worst fucking CGI bullshit. It's like the why does that look like a floppy disk? Why does the thing that
Yeah.
Anakin is stuck in look like a floppy disk?
Also,
I never
why are
noticed
there
how
just-
red it is.
Why are there just giant fucking, like, butcher knives brutally
No,
chopping segments of droid?
No, I can believe that you'd be surprised at how some chocolate factories have just those giant things. Of course, those are enclosed, not to hurt anybody.
But, like, that's to make chocolate. They're making robotics.
I don't know. Listen, if I started picking apart the logic of how these factory lines work,
That's
I'd
fair.
never come back from it. I'll save that for rotation 30. Oh, another really bad scene.
Don't be afraid. It's all right. Everything's fine
I'm
here.
very afraid. This movie is really bad.
Get
I
a
hate
room.
I hate it so much. No, they can't. They have a room, and it doesn't make it any better. Every time they're alone in a room, it's worse. It's Attack of the Clones is a series of escalating alone in the room moments that lead to the worst of the alone in the rooms. I am stuck in the rooms, shall we say, with these fucking assholes.
Ugh.
Fucking little fucking ponytail fucking asshole. And this terrible hairdo. I take it back. I was talking about how much of a fashion icon is. She is. But that shit falls off and falls off quick. Beautiful fucking scene. Totally not earned. The fucking opening of this goddamn place. Not earned one bit. Somewhere a member of NSYNC is shitting himself, and I'd rather be watching that. Oh, God. And even the Geonosians are CGI bullshit. You can kind of tell from head to toe what they look like, but there's times where it's just...
They just, like, they're just a blur of just...
I'm not having
muscle.
I'm not having a good time. I'm not having a good time.
Don't worry, Sassy Obi-Wan's here to trash talk Anakin.
This is the first time. This is the first time that the audience has fully seen what one of these episodes looks like from our perspective.
Yeah, except usually there's a little bit more like, I don't know.
It's less. It's less. It's all internal. But it's still the same thing.
So, like, do they use this arena to execute fellow Geonosians as well?
I doubt it, because any of those Geonosians can just fly away. Hold on, you brought up a follow-up question. You brought up a great point. What is the point of this arena?
Because, like, I know it's like a ritualistic thing to execute people this way in their culture.
I know the Old Republic set up that the Mandalorians use this for war games, like the Mandalorians in the Old Republic, not Knights of the Old Republic, the Old Republic.
Yeah, during the time period of the Old
Republic.
Would
borrow this from the Geonosians to, like, do Mandalorian war games. But that's not canon.
It's like a thing with the Geonosians that, like, this is like a religious thing, that you execute people this way.
Yes, but here's the thing. The place is clearly built for someone who cannot fly. So either one of two things happens here. Either they tear off the wings of the Geonosians.
That was going to be my first question.
Or they only execute people that are not Geonosian in here, in which case, what was the point of this arena before they became a space flight species? Which, you know, is too close to the Ewok ethics conundrum right now, so I'll be careful. But
it clearly, I don't know if it's, like, meant to look that, like, if the Geonosians designed it this way, but it clearly looks old.
Yeah. This is a George thing. Again, it's a George thing. George Lucas didn't think about it.
George Lucas was just, I want an animal arena fight scene.
And these animals would be fucking useless fighting a Geonosian.
Yeah.
Rick McCallum just sighs and he's like, all right, George, we'll figure out how to put a gladiator arena in the movie.
So you want a rhinoceros? You want a cat? And you want a sword spider?
It's technically a rat, believe it or not. It's
George just out here making Pokemon.
The cat rat is one of the few examples in Star Wars of really interesting evolutionary decisions, because I forget the term for it right now, but it's specific evolution to mirror another evolutionary species that is not in the original planets, like it's convergent evolution. That is what that is, because it's a rat, but it became a cat. It became a saber-tooth. And I'm talking about this because I'm mad about this entire scene right now, and I know the easy answer is George didn't think about it. And now you're getting a view into my head of why I hate this movie. This scene happened so late into it that I'm already mentally done.
Also, like, the Nexu, the rat cat thing, it's designed so well.
Yeah.
The Acklay is designed very well, and then you just have a fucking rhinoceros. Like,
it's just a bull. The
Reek is the most boring designed one of the three.
And you know how these things happen. George didn't come up with any of these. He was like, today we're going to work on random animals. Go. And he just walks through the room with a fucking stamp, just like stamp, 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 stamp. Okay, I like these ones. Which, to be fair, is another soundbite that's fantastic in Revenge of the Sith when they're looking for a Grievous design, where he walks in and there's a kid sitting on a throne with like 2 droids as his guards, and he's like, somebody's a parent and you can tell it, which is a great George joke.
God.
Every once in a while in those special features, George comes off with a zinger. They're few and far between, but...
I want to know what exactly Padme did to piss Viceroy Newt Gunray off so much when she was like 12.
Well, yeah, we already know what it is.
No, but like he hated her even before the blockade.
Oh, I don't know. I want to know why Dooku couldn't sense Mace Windu walking up on him.
You see, Jay, usually at this point, my brain is sufficiently turned off.
Me too. But now I'm just angry. Every once in a while, I'll get angry enough at something to pay really close attention to it.
Well, you see, it's because it's all part of Palpatine's plan. Is the excuse I will give for everything forever now.
Palpatine's cosmic knowledge of the universe going according to plan. Palpatine plans on a cosmic scale.
Also, like, a metric fuck ton of Jedi die in this battle.
Yes.
Against a bunch of quote-unquote mindless robots.
Stupid 3PO thing.
3PO is what gets me through this fucking section every time, without fail. I know Jay's gonna hate that I say that. The 3PO fucking making shitty jokes throughout this whole part is just the best.
It's not a thing that needs to be asked because I immediately know what the answer is. But how come Padme is the only one whose outfit has taken any battle damage in this entire scene? Everyone else's clothes are completely untouched and clean, and Padme's over here with half of her shirt ripped off. And
the answer is because George Lucas is horny.
Yeah, that's the thing. I knew the answer to the question before I even presented it, but still, it's a little ridiculous when looking around. Everyone else's clothes are spotless and totally normal, and there she is, her shirt's torn up. You know, she's fucking so dumb.
Oh, Coleman. Also, I love how fucking Jango's like this badass Jedi killer, bounty hunter. Straight up, the only time we see him kill a Jedi, the Jedi's standing there, holding a lightsaber, looking at him, and just gets shot to death. Like... Now Jango's like, I gotta play dead. Maybe Mace Windu will come over and like we'll roll in the sand.
I love how George Lucas in interviews were like, well, if I knew Boba Fett was going to be a a really, really fucking popular character, I would have killed him off in a better way. And then he kills Jango Fett off in like the worst way humanly possible.
Yeah. I love how upset Count Dooku gets. Count Dooku is visibly saddened by the death of Jango Fett.
Well, he's been secretly working with him for like a decade.
I mean, he's also betraying everyone he ever called friends since he was a child.
I mean, yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Double lightsaber guy in the background. Double lightsaber guy in the background.
Ah, God damn it, I missed it.
I love double lightsaber guy so much.
I love Kit Fisto's shit-eating grin after pushing
Kit
the droid.
Fisto's smile is my favorite fucking thing.
Kit Fisto, underrated character, background character.
Definitely.
I call this shut the fuck up.
They said the thing, because Anakin said it earlier.
Because Anakin's a space fascist, and she's embracing that now. She's okay with the space fascism now.
Obi-Wan straight up just baseball batting the Ackley is my favorite, though. Like, he winds up for those swings.
Well, Obi-Wan has to leave as much space open between attacks as possible for the Ackley to hopefully kill him.
You could tell he trained Luke.
Obi-Wan's just the warrior desperately trying to reach Valhalla.
Now, Luke, I'm going to warn you ahead of time before I train you. Every attack I make maximizes the hope for death. So you should probably not take me too seriously on the lightsaber side of things.
Luke goes, okay. Fucking 5 years later, shows up on Jabba's sail barge. Baseball batting motherfuckers with a lightsaber.
Yeah, like, I assume in current canon now as well, like half the Jedi Order got fucking murdered in this fight as well. Because I know that's how it used to be.
Yeah, I don't know specific numbers for canon, but I remember it was fucking rough in Legends.
And if Dooku had just been like, nah, keep killing them, the Jedi Order would have died.
Yeah.
And Palpatine would be like,
Yoda would have
shit.
showed up with a bunch of clones and been like, everyone where is?
Dooku, you've royally fucked me. You've screwed the pooch here pretty bad. I thought I was supposed to kill the Jedi Order. No, you don't understand. I was going to kill the Jedi Order in a much more convoluted way. And you've done it too easy. See, I'm not happy unless I get a convoluted win here, Dooku.
Do we just
Dooku, you don't understand. I needed a few years, an entire war, and a whole animated series worth of conflict here.
Do we just have an alternate timeline for every situation where one of Palpatine's underlings kills Anakin?
Yeah, I think that's what we're discovering. Dooku, here's the thing. You're not seeing the grand... I'm an artist, you see. I have to win in a very specific way. You see, I have to turn young Skywalker to my side, but you're not supposed to know that yet because you only realize that before he kills you, right? So now you've killed that apprentice, which means we've essentially won. So I've got to go do a really boring scene, which is go carpet bomb the Jedi Temple because there's not enough people to defend it right now, and that's boring. See, I want to win in the most grandiose and stupid way humanly possible. I want to be kidnapped. I want to be wooed before I win, right? Like, I want you to kidnap me, Dooku. I'm not into... No, it's not a kinky thing. And then years down the line, I need to turn Anakin's son to my side, and that'll be the other way I win.
And if that doesn't work, I'll turn Anakin's grandson.
And if that doesn't work, I'm going to write in a clause in my death that we just carpet bomb the entirety of the Empire and lose in spectacular fashion. It's going to be great, Dooku, except it can't be great now because you killed the kid. You fucked me, Dooku.
I love how I'm on the Wikipedia for the Battle of Geonosis because I want to get the canon number of dead Jedi, and there's just one little like single sentence like stub that just says in the Imperial era it was remembered by some as Jedi Master Mace Windu and a criminal gang interfering with legal executions, which sparked the Clone Wars.
Neat. This fucking glimmer metal artist that's out there spreading this specific propaganda.
Just Mace Windu and
former
like
pod
a
racer.
bunch of like street children from like Victorian London. I don't know. That's the first thing I thought of when he said criminal gang.
I don't remember this being like Les Mis. This was not Les Mis a kid. Master Windu, get over here. We have to make a really, really shitty barricade right now. That's nothing like what happened in real life, Master Windu. By the way, we mentioned this last week. It was the Palpatine telling Vader that he shouldn't have killed kids thing. I tried so hard during the week to find that scene, and I'm half thinking that it's like a mass hallucination of ours, a shared hallucination, because I can't find it anywhere. I did find Anakin dreaming of his happy place scene, which is not as good.
Were we wrong? Was it not Robot Chicken? Was it like Family Guy or something?
It was definitely Robot Chicken.
Yeah. So there is one that I found that was Order 66, which is just Anakin trying to psych himself off to kill some kids, so he imagines himself frolicking
in like
on
a field of flowers.
And then at the end of the scene, he's like, "Padme, there's some fresh cut wildflowers on the." It's not a banger. I don't like it. It wasn't a good one.
It's a little gruesome. So the Battle of Geonosis.
Yes, my favorite guy. The lips and
the super deep voice.
The lips, the recast voice actor guy. I love him so much because it's so weird that they recast that voice actor.
So in the Battle of Geonosis, about 170 of the 200 Jedi there would perish.
One more should have lived. They killed one too many.
You're not wrong. I can't disagree. Real subtle, huh?
The Death Star.
I always love about George Lucas is how subtle he is with his storytelling.
He's a very subtle guy. He's a very subtle guy. Is this movie still going on?
Yeah, it's still going on.
Unfortunately, still happening.
We're almost there, though.
Yeah. We got to do the Dooku on a motorcycle race.
Dooku just has to leave this hangar to go to another hangar.
Where his other ship is. And then have their gunship miss him about 16,000 times.
Yoda's like, shoot the closest thing, and the clone's like, okay, you got it, boss.
Yoda so
who's never
readily
commanded the army before just fucking shoot whatever's closest.
Yoda was so fucking ready to be
go to war.
A war criminal. He's the worst. I love him so much. Yoda is the worst.
I love him so much.
I mean, he's never like, this is the movie he's at his most minch, I think.
Yeah, this in the first half of Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, yeah. Also, straight up, as a child, an army of clones fighting an army of robots is just the most badass, like, thing you could think of.
Like, to be fair to this fucking garbage dumpster fire of a movie. This whole back half, the Battle of Geonosis, is pretty good.
It
Yeah,
just sucks that you're exhausted by the time you
Yeah.
get to it.
Yeah.
there's nothing left in you to enjoy about it anymore.
If you took out all the garbage Padme and Anakin shit, this is a good movie. It's just that stuff's so bad that it
I wouldn't
drags the
even-
rest of it down to its level.
I wouldn't even say that though. Like, the other problem that we don't talk about as much in this movie is it's a similar problem with The Last Jedi, right? But in The Last Jedi's case, it's because those scenes are very bad and you're thankful they don't last long. The good scenes in this movie are so fucking short that if you cut out all of the Anakin and Padme stuff, it would be like a 45-minute long movie.
Right, but you could extend out the good scenes, is what I'm saying. You could take
Plus,
yeah,
that
I know.
shit out and make this longer.
And the good stuff that happens, like, before the Battle of Geonosis, even the little bits we get, even how short those parts are, in between that is other shitty subplot you don't care about.
Also, like, hot take, I don't think anything that happens in the Battle of Geonosis is so groundbreaking that it, even if you are not exhausted by the time you get to that, it saves the movie. Like, just a lot of useless action.
Oh yeah, but like if this,
I mean, Star Wars isn't supposed to be anything deep or fun. It's supposed to be useless action.
I guess.
we
And, like,
saved
this
the
lightsaber
deep
duel
and
is in,
fun
like,
for
the
books.
bottom 3 of all of them to me.
I'm a big fan of this duel, actually.
My one coworker
I think
still swears by the Yoda Dooku duel, and I'm just like, it's so bad. He's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, I literally watch it every week. It's bad. He's like, nah, it still holds up. I'm like, when's the last time you watched it? He's
No.
like, the other day. I'm like, you're so full of shit.
That part doesn't hold up, but like this whole part, like the Obi-Wan Anakin Dooku duel, we've talked about it before on the podcast. Like they're able to, Christopher Lee, a classically trained stage,
Fencer.
I mean fencing and also stage combat, him not being able to do a lot of stuff physically by this point, they were able to kind of cover up with really good cuts and stunt work. I still think the duel itself holds up well. It's when you get to Yoda that it falls apart for me.
It has moments, but I also say that about the Rise of Skywalker duel. Like, just because it has moments doesn't mean it's good.
I'd say towards the end of the Anakin Obi-Wan, it gets a little, like when Anakin's fucking
The second half of
helicoptering with two lightsabers.
Every Anakin part of it is really, really bad.
I also like the duel because it's Dooku kicking the shit out of both of them pretty easily.
Yeah.
Like, it takes Yoda coming to save their ass. Like,
Also
I'm sorry, go ahead, Jay.
No, please go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Dooku's like a total dick, because he straight up, like, just does little fucking nudges just to fuck up Obi-Wan.
Yep.
Dooku's a fun lightsaber wielder because he's not really big on making big, grandiose wounds. He's just like, no, I know exactly where your muscle tendons are, and I'm going to cut exactly just enough to put you down.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why Dooku's so great to watch, like, when he's fighting, because it's like pure fucking efficiency. It's none of the crazy spins or flourishes. It's
like
straight
surgical,
up
like,
yeah.
Except when he does the front flip off the balcony in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. But that's because that's like pre-duel, just to like psych himself up, I think.
I also really just love this part and the shot, and like when they're in like that dark section and you get the sabers flashing over their faces, and it's just I like this scene a lot.
But it has a bunch of it cut out and you can feel it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel the same way as
this movie I do enjoy.
It almost has sequel syndrome, where the little bit of it you get is nearly all good, but it's so short that it's almost not even really worth it.
I feel that, yeah.
And I like this little Force thing that they do here, and then they ruin it really hard.
Yeah, because, like, obviously, Dooku would be, like, ballsy enough to try and outdo Yoda with, like, a Force.
That's why.
But
yeah,
we all know
that's-
he couldn't best Yoda with the Force.
That's
Yeah.
the other thing with this. It's like Dooku's the coldest motherfucker in the galaxy.
Yeah.
Yoda, fucking here's Master Goddamn Yoda walking in. He's like, ah, Yoda, go fuck yourself, and then just starts throwing stuff at him.
I don't know. I just think that Dooku is the coolest fucking character in anything but the movies. Like,
Dooku
I feel
is one of those, like, lightsaber duelists that they actually got right in his presentation, where it's like he's supposed to be like like Chris was saying, the very precise, very deliberate movements.
It's that.
But like it
it's
actually translates to the movies, whereas Anakin's lightsaber
Yeah.
style is baseball bat, and Luke's lightsaber
It's,
style is baseball bat, and Obi-Wan yada yada.
It's that. It's that Bruce Lee philosophy of no wasted motion. It's like
Yeah.
every movement has a meaning with Dooku,
And then Yoda just does kick flips.
and then Yoda just starts flipping all over the place. Ah!
And like even with this, like yeah, he's doing a lot of like Dooku's doing a lot more twirls and stuff, but you could tell like it's just to keep up with
Yeah.
Yoda doing all
Which,
sorts of ridiculous
look,
yells and shit.
We shit on this scene a lot. It's not that bad. The Yoda stuff, like, it's fine. It's weird. It comes out of nowhere, but like watching this here now, it's not that bad.
I just Yoda with a lightsaber just isn't something I feel like because in the OT Yoda's just, wise old man. Like I never really see Yoda in like a combative light.
I don't know, man. I think it is that bad. I hate everything from the little fucking Yoda yell to like
The
the
yells
way
kill
that
me.
you can barely
The
follow
yell.
the action. I hate it
He
all.
looks so sad.
I hate how Yoda does the indie thing of like selling like at the end of a sequence barely, but like the sequence doesn't have any of the selling in. So Yoda's a Young Bucks match. In this video essay, I'll talk about how Yoda is the Young Bucks of the prequel trilogy. I'm sorry. I don't
We're
want to
making a
come
lot
across
of
as the.
wrestling references on this episode.
Am I wrong though?
You're not. You're not.
I'm not giving
much-
the Bucks enough credit, but
As much as I like the Bucks, you're not wrong.
yeah, I'm not giving them enough credit, but still.
Much like you're not giving this scene with Yoda enough credit, it's fine.
No, I fucking hate it. I've always hated it. It's fucking terrible.
I don't know. I might be back on board the defending the Clone Wars or Attack the Clones wagon.
Well, it's your favorite movie.
It is your
It is my
favorite movie.
I'm gonna-
God damn it. I'm back on this, and I don't know why it was when I got to Geonosis that I thought this watch was miserable, but it really got miserable right at the
you
Geonosis.
were holding in there right until the end.
Yeah.
Also, George Lucas really did cram 2 fucking desert planets in one movie.
Yes, he did.
I will never not complain about that. I fucking hate it.
Well, audience, as we draw near the end of this movie, thank you for sitting through this movie with us, while
Yeah.
we didn't talk about them. Much like, when you sit down and watch a movie with your friends
Much-
normally and you're all just bullshitting and not talking about the movie,
Listen.
Much like when you
Listen,
listen to
we
our
talked.
podcast normally.
We talked a lot about this movie. Like, we
We did.
talked more about Phantom Menace, but we talked a lot about this movie.
I'd like
More than it
to-
deserves.
I'd like to go down a little path for this scene specifically.
no.
I'm imagining like the random janitor who's like sweeping the floor and sees them walk by and goes, Wait, is that Count Dooku of
that
the
Chancellor
Separatist
Palpatine?
Trade Federation with Palpatine?
It's like last week while I was editing, I noticed that the balcony where Maul and Palpatine talk, It's literally the same apartment where Padme stays.
Mm-hmm. Just out
He's-
in the open.
he's
in
not even
a heavily
careful.
populated area. It's a miracle that Palpatine's plans actually work on so many levels.
This once again goes back to the old comment that we brought up, where Palpatine flies way too close to the sun and just somehow doesn't get caught. It's almost like he wants to get caught. Yes, notice me. I want to be evil. Notice how evil I am. I've been a bad. Nope, not going in that direction.
Jay, don't you fucking
Not
dare.
going in that direction.
This took a turn.
Not going in that direction.
The shroud of the dark side has fallen.
The
Begun
shroud of
the
the
clone
dark side
war
has
has.
fallen.
Such a dumb fucking. Come on, Yoda. Who talks like begun the clone war has? Why are you giving it a name? What's going?
I don't know. They gave that scene a name, which is the Widowmaker. The CGI artist called it the Widowmaker because George was never happy with it.
I do like the music in this scene is very good.
And
Oh,
the
the Attack
framing,
of the Clones soundtrack is great. Yeah.
the framing of like a bunch of the senators overlooking the droid army,
Yeah.
a lot of them opposed.
Why does Palpatine look like he's not actually there? Like the way
Palpatine's daydreaming of white knuckling it on a Federation starship.
soon.
I do like how just like done with it Bail Organa looks in that scene. Just like
It's like
He doesn't
God
even
damn
have
it.
the energy to be sad. He's just numb. I also love that we breeze past the wedding. Like, yep, nope, there we go. They did it. Good job.
Another thing that Force Awakens and Last Jedi and Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith have in common is a mechanical hand that doesn't look anything like the one in the next movie.
Yeah.
I think at some point George was like, ah shit, I don't know how I would make him duel with that. With this fucking Terminator fucking hand.
It is a fucking Terminator hand.
Gold chrome Terminator hand.
It's so fucking spindly. It looks like a skeletal fucking fingers.
Padme's holding that hand.
Oh my god!
Because she doesn't want to actually touch him.
Oh, okay, the movie's over. Directed by George Lucas. Wonderful screenplay by George Lucas. Job. Oh, wonderful. All right.
Ben, how was your watch?
Oh, our buddy Rick.
Not bad. I enjoyed. I feel like I'm gonna enjoy this whole rotation, to be honest.
This whole rotation's gonna be great.
Chris, how was your watch?
It was the best watch of this movie I've had since the first like 2 rotations, probably.
It's the best watch since the first rotation for me, but it was still bad. Like, it wasn't a bad watch, but it's still a terrible movie.
Jay, you crashed hard at the end.
Yeah.
Because it's so fucking needlessly long. Like,
Chris and I were like, yeah, I kind of like it. I'm coming around in this duel. I
I'm
like
coming
parts of
around,
it.
like,
Jay's like,
yeah.
no, I'm
fuck
done.
everything
You've
about
wasted
this.
2 hours of my life. You don't get the last 22 minutes. You don't get this. I will not give you this.
It's hilarious.
But I will give you the continuing live commentaries that we're giving. I think we're having fun. And I think we're hoping that you are also having fun and listening along and watching along with us. This has been
Chris said, any of you who actually sat through this,
gems.
God bless you.
I feel like, and I don't know, because 6 weeks in the past by now you'll have known. Should we like before this rotation goes live, like tweet out and warn people like, hey, this is not a normal rotation. We should like,
Well, we do
I mean, we
warn
could-
about it in the episode 9 recording.
That's true.
So-
Okay.
We do mention it in there, but I'll also tweet that
And
out.
Also, we could send out 2 DMs and like half of our fan base will know.
It's very true.
This has been Star Wars Every Week Forever. We love you all. Good night. Hey, if you enjoyed us, thought we were funny, like our content, or just really love our suffering and want to hear more of it, we're available all over the place and release episodes every Wednesday around 12 Eastern Standard Time. You can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, TuneIn, Player FM, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and in a unique format over on YouTube that our fans seem to dig. You can join in on the conversation over on Twitter as well, at SWEWF. We're quite active and love to hear from our fans. Sincerely, though, we appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend with us on this car crash of a ride.